Purpose of this video is as a tutorial for personal hygiene and grooming standards that we follow at SMA High School. As you know, the Army JRTC has some very distinct grooming standards, and that includes haircuts, how the style of your hair, the shaving for the young gentleman. And today we're going to be actually talking about shaving. We're going to be talking about the why and also the how. You may quite often on a normal SMA morning, right after formation, or sometimes right before formation, even during formation, you may hear one of our command sergeant majors or myself or one of the assistant heads of school getting on to somebody about their face not being fully shaved. And sometimes that's a matter of they just didn't do it. And sometimes it's a matter of, they might say, well, I did shave, but perhaps they didn't do it well enough to actually make it nice and clean all over. And sometimes that's the case of they don't know how. So today we're going to talk a little bit about shaving. We're going to start with the how, and while I am demonstrating the how, I'm also going to talk a little bit about the why, not just the policy, the Army policy that we follow, but beyond that, why do we need to shave our face? So we'll start with the how. With the how, you need to make sure you have the right equipment. Now, if you get caught at formation and you need to shave, you're going to get sent to the counseling office to shave right away. And I'll tell you what, those razors there are horrible. There's the cheapest ones we can buy, and there's a reason for that. It's because they're disposable. You're going to use them once and you're going to throw them away. So you need to invest in a good razor. All right. It may be a little expensive at first, and you can use this video to show your parents to explain why they need to help you invest in a good razor. A good razor will keep your face cleanly shaven. It'll be much closer, and it won't tear your skin up. And that's a big deal. Believe me, I know. When I first started shaving and I was using those cheap disposable razors, I tore my face up. And that's not what you want to do to yourself. It not only make it more difficult to shave every day, just because it's all torn up already, but it's painful, it doesn't look good, and it doesn't then meet the standards that we need it to meet, which is you need to look professional. And that's one of the reasons why we shave every day. So go out and I'll tell you what I use, but I'm not necessarily saying this is the one you need to use. I personally use the Gillette brand razor and the Gillette brand Fusion razor cartridges. All right. Now these cartridges, they have like 5 razors in them. And that gives you a nice clean shave. Make sure it's nice and close to the skin. It does a really good job, and it doesn't tear your face up. And the cartridges are nice on this particular brand because the blades move so that they move to the contours of your face very well. And as you can see, as you get older, you get a lot more contours because of wrinkles and just the way your face, what gravity does to you, okay? The other thing you're going to need is some type of gel or foam, all right? You can use, in a pinch, soap. If you get a good lather up and get it on your face, you can use soap. You're also going to need water, preferably warm or hot, all right? And I'm going to show the whole process that I utilize to help stimulate the hair follicles so that I can get a good clean shave and I look really good in the morning. You start by washing your face, all right? You do this before you even start looking at your cream or your razor. You wash your face. You wash it very well. I've already washed mine with soap and water, but you right before you shave, you want to make sure you wash with some nice hot water because it stimulates those follicles and gets them to stand up a little bit more. Now you want to pat it dry. You know, you don't have to scrub it dry, but just pat it dry. Just make sure you don't have any excess water on there because you don't want your foam to be falling off of your face. All right, once you've done that, you can go ahead and put some foam on your face. You don't need a whole lot, okay? You know, you don't need to be totally, you know, all fluffy like Santa Claus. You just need to have it decently covered. Now you can see that it's really a thin coat. It doesn't take much. And I actually kind of go outside of the boundaries of where I actually grow hair. You know, I don't really grow hair all the way up that high, but I make sure I shave that high because it gives it nice and clean and I don't miss any follicles. Then you just go ahead and, you know, rinse your hand off. Run your razor under the water before you start shaving. Get a little damp. Take a look at your blades. Hopefully you've cleaned it really well since the last time you used it. I'll tell you what, I'll use these cartridges probably about a week. So when you consider you buy, like with these Gillette Fusion cartridges, it's like $23 for a package of 4. Now those 4 will last me over a month. Okay, so it's, when you think about it, you're getting razors for less than $1 a day. That's actually less than you would pay for those disposable razors. Now, when you shave, you always go in a downward motion, not up, not up, downward motion. The reason is because that first blade's going to catch the hair follicle, pull it down a little bit. The next one's going to trim it. The next blade's going to catch any more hair follicle is standing up. The fourth one will trim it. And then the fifth one's just for good measure. All right. So you're going to start and you're just going to go nice, smooth motion. All right. I usually get about 2 full swipes and then I clean my blades. All right. You want to make sure you clean your blades at 2 swipes. You might even want to do it after 1. That's fine. And then just make sure you don't have any hair follicles stuck in there because that's going to impede its ability to do a good shave. Now I usually start at each side and I'll do the first 2 and then I'll move in some. You don't have to do it that way. You can set up your own way of doing it and you just keep. Now here's where it starts to get tricky. It's going around that chin. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. If you're in a hurry in the morning, you need to get up 10 minutes earlier, young man. All right? Get up 10 minutes earlier and do it right. You'll be thankful for it, believe me. Now I'm only left with this little, tiny little mustache and a goatee. I'm going to go ahead and clean up that mustache part. I want to get right up underneath the nose there. You notice I'm still doing that downward. You don't even want to try the upward from that position because you will cut your lip up. There we go. See that? Nice and clean. Then we get to this part. This is one of the most difficult parts. If you had a whole lot of cream on there, you'd probably still have lots of cream on your face and it'd be hard to tell if you got every spot. But since I use so little cream, I take it all off with the shaving. Now see this part, this little spot right on the lower lip. You have to do that going up. That's the only spot. And there you go. Then you clean yourself off. Check yourself out in the mirror. Make sure you didn't miss any little spots. Sometimes, like with me, because I shave my head as well, sometimes I need to do a little extra shaving right around here, right around here. As you get older, you're going to have to start trimming your ears, maybe even your nose. Hopefully at this point in your life, you don't have to do that because it's a pain in the neck, and there's extra little tools you have to buy to do that. But anyways, the reason why we do this, yes, it is a JROTC Army regulation, but it also, you know what, when I'm clean shaven like this, I feel like I'm looking my best. I feel like which makes me feel a little more confident to go out there and attack the day. And that's a big thing. It really is. If you feel proud about yourself, if you feel proud about how you look, and you then put on that uniform, or even if you're just wearing spirit wear that day, it's like, you know what, I look good, I'm ready for this day, I'm ready to go. It's all about mindset too. So when you think about the regulations, yes, the Army wants us all to look clean shaven and professional, but it's also a great way to set yourself up for a good day. All right, so I hope this tutorial was helpful, and if you ever have any questions you want to ask me about shaving or anything like that, please don't hesitate to ask. Have a great day, cadets.